Cute sandals and cute tuna. You're planning to be mobile on this?
Part mobile, part I find anywhere kind of static that will show most of what's going on. I was thinking about
the previous broadcast, right?
Oh yes, I have.
There's quite a
Yes.
good chat on it.
Was there?
Which will play back when you play the video on YouTube.
Oh, that's good.
The chat will play in sync with the
Oh,
with
that'd
the
be really
video.
useful. Let me send a link to this one.
Yes. Okay.
Blue brick. You've been following the blue brick comment in the news in the Thursday night.
I have not read anything since I got here.
No, I meant in the last couple of months. How we all ordered yarn from Blue
Yes.
Brick and all that.
Yeah.
So I found a local retailer, and we went on Thursday before things really got going. She was almost out of Blue Brick yarn. But I
Collectible, rare fanzines on this side, brought by Paul Skelton.
Whoa, okay, gotta go back up.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll tell you.
Yeah, that's really great. So,
Dueling eye
Metaphilmer, yes.
on Monday.
the dead dog, after the concert closes down, and my and Julie and Ellen's suites that are next to each
He thinks the Bantam's might go better.
I always wanted to be a redhead, so when it started going grey, I thought, oh, damn it. We'll go red.
It's a good show.
Bill, if there is chat, can you get at the chat?
Yes,
Because,
yeah.
because the important thing is people may want to bid if they know it's working.
Yes, maybe.
Because there are people like Robert Lickman and
Yeah, I'm
Greg
not, sure
Carl.
how I turn, I'm not sure how I turn the chat on my app.
Oh, I see.
I touched various things that appeared to be chat and nothing happened originally.
Ah.
And then I touched them again and so here's your chat, you know.
Oh, right, that's difficult to know,
So I'm
isn't
assuming the chat's been working.
it? Yes, well, I'm going to, I've just sent it.
Okay, good. All right, yep, here it is.
I mean, I kind of think I need anything for
I'm going to show the assembled multitude online. What might be interesting.
So my
I can pick a load of photographs.
Carl basically brought Randy. He literally brought Randy to Seattle himself. Good for him. You will be a runner, you know, like you can be an auctioneer too.
No, Sandra thought that I would be best as.
If anybody out there sees anything interesting and wants to bid on it, I think we might be able to hear it on the chat via Bill's phone, or we just have to find out how that process works. That might be quickest.
You're the bookkeeper.
Yes. You may well do. Okay, just call on me.
10 people.
Strange and interesting.
Yeah, and it's good that you're right.
Here's stuff I can also, I'm also good at this.
But I need to look at
Just whatever the lot number will just be the next item.
A lot of this artwork is formerly Mike Gleason's, given by Susan Manchester for basically for TAF or whatever. But Paul and Cass Skelton brought this from Susan Manchester's. This is the artwork I'm talking about. The Derek Carter piece here. In the back is the top half of the fairly fruous black and white. And another Derek Carter. And I thought it was one by George Bronson. I think this is it.
Try to get started. Where's Mr.
George Bronson? Yes, it is. Sorry about the reflections on this one, folks.
Are you planning on starting with the one in your hand?
How can I not read that?
I know that that's a book.
Kevin Davis.
And there are multiple, 3 different ones of these. A lot of these items are.
This one is by can't tell, sorry folks. Some things here you probably know what they are. Hyphens? Which one hyphen? Sorry, one hyphen. What sort of animal that is? I don't know what sort of animal that is inside the red circle, that thing there.
No. Oh wait, there's one open.
Oh yes, yes. It's a moose. Fabulation. Oh, that's why I couldn't tell. It was the other way up.
Mooses and dragons.
Yes, that's for Stephen Fabian.
So interesting.
I must admit. It's my boat, isn't it?
I did not.
Right.
I climbed but I walked home in that good storm. And I think that the resistance and the gust and everything.
Audience to really call this.
Got rid of cleansing.
Well organized.
All right. There you go. Host to host. Because it was made. All right. And all this stuff.
Seriously, but I'm working on another zine project.
Seriously rare stuff here.
We want to move all of this shit to make room.
Oh, blimey. First issue of the Fantast. 1939.
Old British fans.
I'm going to dare open that one just in case it falls apart in my hand. Well,
Certainly try.
Mr. Brosnan, is it?
Indeed.
Sorry, we're just transferring them to this
Yes,
other
yes,
table.
yes.
This is going to be finished lots too.
Right, yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's very clever. Get me to pay for it and get you what you want. I'm all impressed.
But then you'd have.
Anybody's way.
Yeah, since I don't actually need any. I know that Neil has
Up there Friday. All these streets.
The bells.
Yeah. Unless it's specifically labeled for something else. Everything I've got. Okay, good plan. Yeah, I think we're ready. Yes.
Ladies, gentlemen, and slums. Welcome to the Corflu auction. May I draw your attention to lot 1, Atlanta Nights by Travis T. I see some of you would know this great work, put together by various science fiction authors to see just how bad a book could be that would still be accepted by print-on-demand books published America. The characters change names, there are typos, there are... After my editor's gone, I can greet you properly, Penelope whispered as she handed the old-fashioned to Bruce in his clone wheelchair. There is writing in this that you will not see its quality anywhere else. Who's going to give me an opening bid?
$1.
$1 I have. Anyone bounce on $1 from Jerry? Come on, it's worth more than this. It's worth more than this. In the laughter alone, it is the 2005.
We are bidding Canadian, right?
4th edition, reformatted text,
Oh, in that case,
and
$1.25.
afterward explaining who was behind it and how they did it. $1. Any advance on $1?
$2.
Sorry?
$2.
$2 I have. Any advance on 2? Who's going to give me 3?
I'll give you 3.
$3. $3 I have. $3 I have going once. $3 going twice. Woohoo! Sold to Jerry for $3.
So just to clarify, we are bidding Canadian, right?
Yeah, all bids are in Canadian dollars and cash please.
And if you want to pay an American, you guys will take it.
Yes.
Colin?
Same amount.
You Colin,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, at par.
I was not here, okay? I was nothing to do with it.
Lot number 2.
Lot number 2 from the Art Widner collection.
Whoa.
The Enchanted Duplicator by Walt Willis and Bob Shaw. This is the Ross Chamberlain illustrated edition, and I'm not exactly sure when it's from. Written by Bob Shaw. Yeah, this is the Arnie Katz edition. A resident in Brooklyn, and also with the considerable assistance of Rich Brown, 24 June 1971. Volume 1 of the Insurgent Library, and in nice
Was there a
shape.
volume 2?
Really good
No.
shape. I don't believe so.
No.
So, anyway, we were talking about it earlier, and people were saying they wish they had one, so, or someone did. So, how about a minimum bid of $3? Anyone interested in 3? Pete Young at 3. Do I have an advance? Will anyone go $4? We will not beat these horses for long.
We do have a fan historical note about this from Joe.
No, I think I sold that at Jerry's Corflu to Art.
I have a number of things here which I sold to Randy Byers, so that may be quite a bit of it. Yeah, okay. We are at $3 right now.
5.
We have $5 from Jerry. Will you go 6? We have a $6 bid. Any advance on 6? Any interest at $7? We have so many things, I can't linger on anything.
$7.30.
$7.73.
Okay, that was a really good restaurant.
$7.73.
$7.74.
No.
Naughty boy.
Still
Naughty.
No, I
Still
can't.
$6.
You gotta
We're at
be.
That is not number
Pete,
1.
will you go $8.50?
Yeah.
All right, we have $8.50. Any advance on $8.50? Going once, twice. Sold to Pete Young for $8.50.
Wow.
And for the benefit of Duff,
Hey,
it
hey.
says on the front.
Right, we have here something called Meretricious. It's from the last verse in the 1950s, and its full title is Meretricious and a Happy New Year.
No.
It isn't a fan, but it is a sort of supplement, I believe, to Shaggy, and it mainly consists of hand-stenciled illustrations by fan artists of the day. Here we have Bijo, for instance, who was behind the thing, Trina Castillo, Bill Donahoe, Karen Anderson, Colin G. Cameron, don't know who he was. Who was he, Ted?
He was a fan artist, also a professional bass player.
Throughout the Yuletide season and all the coming year, may your every waking moment be filled with eldritch fear. There's some glorious art in this. Who's going to give me $5
That's a
for it?
Bijo production.
It is indeed a
good
Bijo
thing.
production, yes. It went out with Shaggy in the late 50s. Do I hear
think
anything?
They had one every year for a couple of years.
5 from Colin. Any advance on that 5? As I say, there is hand stenciling in that. That's, anyone who was in the fanzine artwork panel preceding this auction will see a dead art form in all its glory. Any advance on this 5? Anyone else want to see it before Colin backs himself a bargain? Going once. Going twice. 2.5. Sold to Colin for $5.
Let's go. Sell like the wind.
And I'm up to what, 4?
Lot 4, yes.
Lot 4 is the best of Stephen Fabian, published in 1976 by Loon Panics. Full-page reproductions of artwork that he did for science fiction, fantasy, and horror small magazines and small presses. Stephen Fabian did some beautiful illustration work. Let's see, if you would want to just go down with 1 or 2 illustrations that people can see. Can I start with a $5 bid?
Yep.
I've got
7.
10.
10. I've got 10.
Notice the binding allows you to fold the pages flat.
That's a very good point. I have 10.
12.
Yes.
15. 15.
15. Okay, I have a 15. I have $15. 15 for the best of Stephen Fabian.
So 17?
17.
17.
20.
20.
Oh, very enthusiastic.
20. I've got 20.
Let's make them pay some money. 21. Right here, 21.
23.
If this, I have a suggestion. If this goes up 30,
We'll throw in.
we'll throw in an original Stephen Fabian, or a drawing anyway.
Very
Okay.
nice idea.
30.
32.
35.
All right, that's enough. Anyone else want to play? Jerry, shut him down.
35 once. 35 twice. 3 times. Sold for 35 too.
Rob.
To Rob or to the well?
Was that Rob?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
me, yeah.
Oh,
Another
No,
piece of
me,
artwork.
personally.
Since
Not
he
off.
grabbed that Stephen Fabian from this group, all of that art against the wall belonged to Mike Glickson, is that right?
That's right.
That's right. And how appropriate then that this is a putative energument cover. It wasn't used though, I believe, was it? Does anyone recognize it as from an issue of energument?
Jack Gorham.
No, I don't recognize it.
Yeah, it's by Jack Gahn, and it's to Mike Glickson and Mrs. Mike.
Whoever she may be.
Yeah, so a unique piece with association with a couple of really famous fans. And I'd like to maybe get, how about $5 to start? Will someone go
10.
5? Okay, if 10 there, well then we'll go 12. All right, that may have ended.
20.
20 down in front.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a $20 bid. Will someone go 22? Or 21?
Jack gone.
25.
Yeah.
5 there.
Yeah.
Any interest at $26?
30.
26, 30 behind you. 31?
35.
No? 35 in the back. 36, Jerry?
I'm out.
35 for Bill. Any further activity? 35 once, twice, sold
keep
to
it
Bill
going.
Burns, and that's for the general fund, right? General fund.
Good pie. Really good pie.
All right, we have a nice little outre pairing here. We have the Saucerian Bulletin for January 1960. For anyone who fancies learning what flying saucer buffs were up to at the time. And along with that, we have the 14 Times Weird Yearbook of 1996, which has an article in it by no less than Dave Langford about Eric Frank Russell and his occult beliefs.
The editor of the Saucer Mag is Gray someone.
Gray Barker.
Gray Barker.
Indeed,
right.
yes. And the 14 Times book also has contributions from fans Bob Rickard, who was a contemporary of Peter Weston in the 60s, and Joe McNally, who was a Northern Irish fan of the 90s and a contemporary of Ferguson, who some Canadians may know because he lived here for a while. So, who's going to give me two box items to begin with?
I'll give you 5.
5 advance on 5 from Pat.
I'll go 6.
6 there from Andy.
The Saucer Mag.
6 against you.
8.
And we have 8.
Okay.
Actually on you, as they say in the poker games. No, we have $8 with you, sir. Anyone else have any further to add, or is it going to go once, going twice? $8 sold.
Okay. Do something though.
Oh, okay.
I mean, at some point I won't be ready. I mean, it's really good to have a three-man rotation. Speaking of, this is a piece by Bill Rotzler, published in 1971. It's a number of great big illustrations, full-page size stuff, and with his sort of Stefnel style emphasized throughout. There are 12 different pieces in here, and I recently stole a number of them and put them in my fancy. So,
I saw that one.
they have my seal of approval. So it's 12 pages, single-sided. As I said, it's August 1971, and I'd like to get $3 for it to start.
You've got 5.
I have 5 in the front,
Voyage.
6 in the back.
Voyage 2.
Yeah, it's called Voyage number 2. I have 7 from Jerry, 10 in the back, 10 from Pat. Are you gonna give to her? Any advance on 10? Short and sweet is fine. Any advance on 10? Going once?
I just want to see the cover. A little bit more.
Okay, thank you. Twice. Sold to Pat for $10.
Right.
For the Fond General.
What is, I'm totally lost on the lot numbers.
Okay, the next one is 8.
Okay.
Okay, lot number 8. This is a t-shirt, gray, obviously, cotton. Done for the 1995 Easter Confabulation. It is a large artwork by Sue Mason. This is the not well-known Croydon moose. A subspecies seldom heard about. So to clothe yourself in obviously this is a World Wildlife Fund type of shirt. But the benefits will be thrown into the general
Large.
thing. So can I hear a large number for this large t-shirt? Can I hear a smaller number? If this large is too small for anybody, we'll just retire it for now, but.
It's very nice.
Yeah, let me hold it up. Actually, it is very nice.
We have an
Larges are
interested
just
party. Speak a number.
tight. Yep.
No.
Sorry.
Okay,
Go to the
we're
next cell.
retiring the t-shirt, moving on to something else.
Okay.
Thank you though for your consideration.
Okay, hold on to it. All right, we have one of the things sent to us by Paul Skelton. So that is for the Corflu 50, this item. This lot number 9, because the previous one failed. This is issue number 4 or 5. This is issue number 5 of John McPlatt from fall 1983, edited by Corflu founding mothers Alan Cadogan and Elisheva Barseba, or Basabi, or I don't know how to say that name very well. Material, great art on the back by Greg Canfield. Contributors, including Jim Benford, good God, y'all. David Bearshagen, Almost Desert Island discs by one Ted White. Excerpt from a letter by Abaddon Carroll, 1983. Cool stuff. Somebody in the audience was interested. 5 is the opening bid. There. 5 over there. All this time for 5. Will anyone give me 6?
Things on the back as well.
10. I'll autograph my copy.
10 up here in the front, Tom.
And here's the,
15. We have 15 in the back. Will anyone go 16? I have it on some authority. There may be another issue that's about to come up. Not the same one.
Could I have a look
I
at that?
hasten to point out. 15 once and twice, and sold to Tom for $15 for the benefit of the Corflu 50. And then there is the other John McPlatt. Someone could have been reading it and being ready to sell
I don't
it.
remember having written.
No. Endless dysfunction. Well, of course, it makes no sense. We sell issue number 4 before issue number 5, but here it is. This one includes material by Rich Code, Andrew Brown, what a guy. Alan Cadogan, Anthropology by Alan Cadogan. Do your parents know you're demonic? Oh, no, excuse me. Do your parents know you're Ramones? Settling Down with Harlan Ellison. Anecdotal Evidence, Occult Phenomena by William Gibson. And Lost Secrets Revealed by Paul Anderson. This one is from 1980, and Jesus, it's immaculate. I mean, really nice condition. No fading, just a little bit of brown around the edges, very slightly. So, awful sweet.
A good dress.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, it was a nice fancy read. How about $5 for this too? Will anybody give me 5? Tom says 5. Well, then we go 10 up in the front row right away again? Oh. No? Did you?
I've got it.
You've got that one, okay. Me too. Any interest at all at
Oh, wow.
$6?
I'll go 6.
6 in the front, 6
go
against
7.
you. 7 over here. 10 in the back. We knew we'd get there. Anyone go 11 up front? Any advance on 10? We must get done before we die. It sold to Tom for $10, and that came from where? Was that? I don't know what it's that from.
I was over on that table there.
That genre plan came from that table.
That's general fund, then, I think.
General fund.
Yes.
Well, let's do some more. You're ready.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Right, couple of curios, I suppose you could call them here, but they're utterly famished curios. This unassuming notepad has a little print on the top saying, "From the desk of Mike Glickzone." And obviously, you know, it was what he presumably used to scribble notes upon. Along with it, we have a little gilt box full of book plates that say, "Placed in the library of." And the box is full of these book plates, all of which, except for one, are completely mint and usable. The exception is this one, because it says, "Placed in the library of Terry Jeeves," and there's Terry Jeeves' signature. 2 items, 2 well-known as fans of very long standing, neither of them are anymore with us. You'll never, literally unique. Who will give me $1 for these 2? $1. We have $1, any more than $1. The Mike Glickzone's notebooks, Terry Jeeves' book plates. $1 I have, going once. Going twice. Jerry, you have a bargain.
Okay, from the Corflu 50 stash brought by Paul Skelton, we have 3 issues. I'm going to start with the April 1939 issue of The Fantast. Anybody can tell me, there's the editor is C.S. who is it, which is a pen name for?
Sam Hughes.
John
Christopher.
Sam
And
Hughes, yes.
includes a poem by Arthur C. Clarke.
And it is issue 1, isn't it?
Sorry?
It is issue number 1, isn't it? I looked at the front and that's what it said.
It is, volume 1, number 1. Oh, very good, I missed that bit.
It is not the only copy of this magazine that will be appearing during the auction.
But my copy number 1,
Oh
right?
no, it's the only copy of that issue.
Yeah, definitely the only copy of that.
Probably the only copy of that issue on this continent.
Where should we start with this John Christopher fanzine from 1939?
$3?
$3, okay, we'll start with that.
10.
Okay.
10 right here.
Was that long enough?
10. Okay, I have a 10 down front here. 11 on the other front. 15. Louder,
16?
please. Okay, we're at 15.
Anyone go 16?
Could you show the contents page?
This company is almost as old as Ted Wine.
Against
1 year younger.
Yeah.
He says no. Joe says he's
No,
out.
I didn't say that. I said 20.
He
20,
said
I didn't get it.
$20.
Huh.
I have $20 for this extremely rare fanzine. 21s. 21. I have 21. Can I hear 25?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I've got 25. I have 25 over here.
Let's see.
26. 28.
30.
32. 32.
You know, I could jump in at this point and make a tidy profit on it.
45.
45?
Yep.
Good, 45. I've been just out. Any advance on 45?
45 once. 45 twice. Sold for $45 for the Corflu 50 Nigel Rowe.
Okay.
I see.
Not anything else. Mary, yes. Okay.
Next item should be number 13.
Okay, lot number 13 from the personal collection of Randall Dean Byers. This is his copy of science fiction 5-yearly number 10 from 2001, which was edited by Jerry and Terry Hughes and Jeff Shallis and Lee Hoffman. And it includes contributions in this one from Steve Stiles, Lee Hoffman, Kip Williams, Greg Benford, Denny Lean, Sir Arthur C. Clarke and Steve Stiles, Dave Langford, Ted White, Jeff Shallis, faithful readers, Nalra Nosilla, which everyone knows is Harlan Ellison, and again, Kip Williams. Mimeographed in absolutely immaculate, beautiful style, really nice shape, belonged to the man, the clean-limbed youth, Randall Dean Byers. So can I get $5 for it from anyone?
5.
Somebody doesn't have it. 5 down here. Will anyone go 6? Who else not have it? No, we all probably do. However, this one, like everything out of Randy's collection, it's so clean.
Yes.
6. So we have 6 in the front. I
8.
sold that one. Where's the 7? 7 right here.
You said 8.
We have 8 back there against you. You go 9. Either of you. Sitting at 8. Again, I could jump in now.
10.
Good profit on this. 9.
10.
Into 10. Do I hear 12? Sitting at 10. We're happy here. We'll stop. 10, 11, 12. Anything? Bueller? Once, twice. Sold for $10. And that's for the general fund.
Rob Jackson.
Good, Rob Jackson.
Next up,
Rob Jackson.
another piece of art from the Glickzone collection. An original, I think, by George Barr, who started off as a fan artist in the 1960s and then graduated to drawing book covers. He did a lot for the early door books under Don Valheim. I don't know whether this was a cover or just a piece he drew, but anyway, here it is.
He had an extraordinary technique with coloured pencils.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Barr was, incredible man with colours. Is he actually still with us?
He's still with us, yes.
Still with us. Okay. So anyway, here we have beautifully framed into the bargain, so you don't need to worry about that yourself. Who's going to start me with a $5 bid for this?
5.
We have $5. Do we have anything? We have 10.
12.
We have 12. If anyone wants to take a closer look at this, just wave your arms around, and I'm sure Mary will oblige. We have $12. Colin wants a look. $15. Is that I heard? 15 in the corner.
Mary? Yeah. Colin wants to have a look.
$15 we have for this incredible George Barr painting.
I think I'd call it a drawing, really.
Well, painting.
Drawing.
You can tell I'm not an artist, Ted. This artwork, this creation,
It's original.
this original.
What's the bid up to?
15, was it? We have 15 bids against you at the moment.
60.
We have 60.
20.
We have 20. I'll take that silent mutter to mean that you're
No, it's better.
$20 in the corner. Going once. Anyone? Before we say going twice, and sold for $20.
Pat.
Thank you very much.
Sold to who?
Pat Versey. Pat Versey.
Pat Beersey.
Okay, our next lot, which is a Corflu 2 program book and a zine in French called A&A Infos, which I believe is by Pascal Thomas. There's the description on here that someone included: Corflu 2 program book, Lickman, Bowman, Thomas, A&A Infos number 4, 1979, Valerie and Thomas en français. Now it says Pascal Thomas was a selected guest of honor of Corflu 2. I remember that it was Corflu 1. I can't remember who was Corflu 2. Maybe
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, if you could,
Originally, Corfu wanted to pick Mike Deckinger several times and then gave up on him because he wasn't there.
right. And it is for Art Widner's collection. He was on the Corflu 2 committee, and I kind of, I don't know whether we should make this general fund or just make it for the benefit of Corflu. Just totally for Corflu. And so if you were not at that early convention, early Corflu convention, this is your chance to, you know, to read enough to pretend to have been there.
To give you $2 for it?
$2 is a nice.
The logo for Corflu 2 is by Jay Kinney, too.
Ah, okay. It's a very nice logo. So we have a 5.
Pat says
for
5.
Pat in the back. 5. I got a 5. 6. I got a 6. 10 in the back. 10 in the back once. 10 twice. 3 times. 15. 15. 16. 16 in the back. She wants to practice her French. 16. 16 once.
If you give me a copy of it, you can ask.
16 twice. 3 times. Sold for 16 to Pat Bergy. Thank you.
Well done.
Alarms. Who wants to jump up next?
Okay, 2 issues of possibly the 1960s greatest magazine of science fiction criticism and circumnus, Peter Weston's Speculation. We have issue 14 with an extract from Alexei Panchin's critical volume Heinlein in Dimension.
As mentioned.
And issue 16, which consists largely of a rundown on the proceedings of the 1967 British Eastercon, at which the guest of honour was none other than Judith Merrill, who's anyone who went to the library tour yesterday will know all about her. So 2 really good solid fanzines, unlike so many Circon fanzines, not dull, not boring, all lots of interesting reading even to modernise it. There's who's going to give me $3 for these 2. $3 I hear from Tom.
What numbers are those?
Number 16 and number 18. Or if you prefer, volume 2, number 4, and volume 2, number 2.
$10.
$10 from Murray.
$12.
$12 from the pedestal. Any advance on 12? 15 from down below. 16 from on high. 20 from below. Thoughtful noise from on high.
I'm not going above 20.
So $20 we have with you.
25.
25. 25 against you, sir. $30.
Cheeky monkey.
You shake your head. $30 with Murray. Going once. $30 going twice. Sold for $30 to Murray. Thank you, sir.
General fund?
Yes.
This is a card that was made up by Nigel for Corflu 2 years ago in Chicago. And we all read messages for Randy Byers. And I want you to know that this sat in view of his bed as long as he slept in it. And it was one of the things I made sure to nab when we were cleaning up his room. And so I don't know if any other dead people signed this, but they gave I asked him, who are the brain police? Love APH. So that was an interesting weekend. I'll give this to you. In this sense, this is Randy's. Let's make this for the Corflu 50. Is that okay? All right. Would anybody give me $5 for it?
5.
We have a $5 bid. Anyone go 6 or 10? I sort of share your sentiment that Jerry probably ought to have it, but still might want to raise some more.
$10 for Jerry.
Yes. $10 for Jerry. Who else wants to give me more money to give it to Jerry Sullivan? I have $10 so far. Will anyone give me 11? What?
15 to Jerry.
15 to give it to Jerry. Will anyone give me $16 for the right to give this to Jerry Sullivan? Or is $15 silly
Or to
enough?
buy it for yourself.
Or Jerry, perhaps you'd like to jump in at 20. As long as we're pressing the envelope here. Let's go fully into absurdity.
Let's lick the
We're
envelope
at
and step it.
$15 for Jerry, and I think we're gonna close it. So $15 for Corflu 50. From Pat Vierzy for Jerry.
Yes, I know.
Okay, this lot is another one from the stash that Paul Skelton brought, so it's for the Corflu 50. Out of the streets of Cleveland and into your hearts come Harlan Ellison's Cleveland Club zine, the science fiction, science fantasy bullet. With the front cover by Ed Twiller, a back cover by Jack Harness that parodies the Matisse dancers. And the issue is a tribute to Galaxy and H.L. Gold. So there's a lot of material by different people, either by or about Gold and the Galaxy magazine, including an index up to this point, which was January 1953. So if you're behind on your Galaxy reading this
number?
What number? Number 12.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Every page justified type, except that Edison cheated rather than typing it and then dumbing it.
He did it as he stenciled.
Yes, if you actually look at the things, you'll see how Edison managed to justify it. It's very typical of him.
So Harlan Ellison's zine that he edited and published for the Cleveland Science Fiction Club,
We see the front as well.
Okay.
About one or two issues after that.
And before this, it was called the Cleveland Science Fantasy.
Well, it had become SFB by the time.
Is there a table of contents?
It was
Or is that
originally a
just the first,
newsletter.
The important question is,
just
does
looks like the
anyone want to bid on it?
first page? It doesn't look like it has a table of
10.
contents. Oh, here we go.
Out of 10 down here.
By this point, it's a big fat Gen Z.
Yes. 10, I have 10. 10 ones.
We're quiet 13 in the back row there.
I see 15.
15
Thank you.
in fact.
13, 15 for Pat? No, 13.
No, 15 for Nigel.
15 for Nigel. 15 for Nigel. 15. 15 once. 15 twice. 3 times. Sold to Nigel. $15. A bargain. An absolute bargain.
If you are anything like me, you'll be fed up to the back teeth of convention auctions with t-shirts coming up for sale which are in medium or small sizes. Worry no more. This is 2XL.
But not at all.
It is hand-painted by award-winning artist Sue Mason. It is literally one of a kind. It is unique. So who's going to give me $5 on this charming item? I see 5 of you waiting so frantically. $6. 7.
Is that a Croydon dragon?
I cannot speculate. It may be Warmstow. I can't speculate as to where exactly she drew it from, but $7 we have. Any advance upon that 7?
It's not my style.
What is this, a Harold Pinter play?
$7 going once. Who was the 7?
Jerry.
Jerry. $7 twice. Very well. You have $7 to Jerry sold.
That's a bargain.
I'm going to,
Oh,
I was going to hand the microphone to Mark Plummer so that he can make a shill for a specific item for the benefit of Taft.
Yeah, no?
Oh,
Yeah. Okay, well, he doesn't need to tell. I'll just, and this is indeed annoying. Jim Linwood has published his, Jim Mowat. Jim Neighbors has published his TAF report, and Mark actually has 3 copies of it. It's a vast, it's very much like a giant Games Workshop game module, I think, in its overall layout and design, but it's really cool, full of color, maps of places like Seattle. Jim is asking 20 pounds for it, or $35 American, and I suppose we take $35 Canadian too today. Anyway, Mark's got 3 copies of them. Is anyone interested in purchasing them? If anyone would like to purchase them, ask Mark. Okay, so we won't take any more actual auction time, but he wanted to make that announcement. Who's up? Who's ready? Step into the breach lot.
So this is lot 20?
Lot 20.
Lot 20. This is the next one. Then, British Science Fiction Convention 1963 is pictured on the cover. It's a history of science fiction fandom in the UK 1930 to 1980 by Rob Hansen. Some of us have the mimeographed earlier edition, but this one.
Some of us have that one.
Yeah.
And some of us have that one, but if you don't have either, and this was quite a bit updated from the mimeograph.
Updated the next time.
Oh yes, it's quite a bit different.
This one is.
That was the original
this is
fanzine.
Corflu 50.
That would be the fanzine.
Okay, here is for the Corflu 50.
Going around.
Oh, right, yes. Yes.
It was over on that table, so it's all very confusing.
What's your minimum, Jerry? What do you want?
Let's start at $5, please.
Which is an insane bargain, right?
Yes,
What's
that
it
would be-
cost? So, I don't have one. 5.
Okay,
Take it away. Please.
5.
I have no money.
I've
Stop
got
me. 6 in the back. But 7, stop me, stop me. Stop me, help me. 7. 8, oh God. 9. 9. Stop me. 12. Oh, I can't go into that. Okay, good.
I have a $12 bid.
That's fat.
I had a 12 from you.
Did Ellen Clages ever do that?
So you're saying 15.
No.
She said that's me.
12.
He's the 12.
It's 12.
The 12 is Pat.
I'm gonna have to stop
12 for
auctioning. I'm
Pat.
losing my hearing. Okay, 12 once, 12 twice, 12 3 times, sold the Pat for 12.
That's it.
Great bargain.
Yeah.
Why didn't I go 15?
Here we have a single most awesome fanzine, Boonfark 8, edited by Dan Stefan. I believe the last issue, Ted? I believe this was the last Boonfark.
I don't remember.
Yeah, that
I
sounds
think
right.
so.
What's in?
You will not find many fanzines with a list of contents like this. Editorial Dan Stefan, column by Gary Hubbard, True Story of Void by Jim Benford, article by Steve Stiles, Minac, a column by Ted White, Totem Pole, a column by Rich Brown. We have Dan Stefan's graphic adaptation of The Enchanted Duplicator,
Really, I've got that.
and art by Jim Barker, Richard Bergeron on the cover, Grant Canfield, Dave English, Ed Emsh, Jay Kinney, Ray Nelson, Dave Wright, Bill Rotzler, Arthur Thompson. Everyone who was everyone in Fandom of 83 was in this
30
fanzine.
people. There's a
And
huge
Dan
number
was
of
real
letters.
good at hand
Yeah.
stenciling artwork.
Back cover is a collaboration between Stefan himself and Tom Foster. So, as I say, I've got a copy of this. I can vouch for the fact that it is a truly good read in every single page. Who's going to start me with $3 for this item? $3 we have.
Could I see that for?
Ted wants to pronounce upon it.
No, I want to see if the column in here is about Harlan's science fiction.
I believe it may actually be $10 from Murray. Can you advance upon 10?
I ran this off too, of course.
Sorry, how many? 15 in the corner.
Yep, this this actually has the cover of the SFBU Just auction as an illustration for my column.
Right.
So this is a companion piece to the SFB.
20 from Murray. We're at $20. Will anyone go 21?
To be frank, it's a bargain even at 20. Going once. Going twice. Sold to Murray for a bargain 20.
Okay. This is also from Randy's collection. This was the one item that I saw that I wanted to keep so badly, but I just know that you would really like me to raise some money with it. This is an issue of Crawdaddy from the original run in the 60s while Paul Williams was still editor and publisher. This is issue number 16, dated June 1968. The material includes a piece by Paul Williams about the Beau Brummels and lots of other stuff by him, but what really stands out to me is there's an article on Randy Newman by Samuel R. Delaney and David Hartwell writing about Tom Rush.
Wow.
Let's see. It is, I think it's offset, isn't it? It's pretty.
Yeah, it's a photocopy.
This is a color photocopy. Okay, thank you for, okay, I was gonna sell this as if it was.
Stapled bound.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Look at this. Yeah, this is a photocopy. All right, still extremely unusual and rare, but we're not gonna ask, I was gonna ask like a $50 minimum bid. But since it's not, I'm gonna ask a $3 minimum bid, and it's absolutely cool material, and you don't have to worry about protecting it, because it's not an original. So I have 3 in the front right now, who will go 5? 5 over here, 5 against you, Jerry.
7.
We have a $7 bid. Anybody go 8? Gosh, I'm glad I didn't try selling it online. 8 in the back. How about 10?
Why did someone photocopy it?
And color too.
It's rare. And it was just hard to get hold of. So somebody had one, they photocopied it for Randy.
Okay, we're at 8 in the back, going once, twice.
Wasn't that rare?
Sold to Tom, $8 for the Corflu jug.
Just guessing.
Right. John D. Berry. A great fan, a great guy, a great writer. I have 5 separate fanzines by him here, all of them in absolute mint condition, which leads me to believe that they may have come directly from the man himself from his leftover copies. Issue number 3, 10, 11 and 12 of Fool's Cap, and also issue number 28 of Hitchhike. The earliest Fool's Cap is entirely taken up with his Nikon report. Yeah. It's world model, it's something special to him, put on by people who are probably his best Spanish friends. Oh, how's that, Ted? As it happens, I don't have any of these, so I'm going to start it with a $5 to myself. Is anyone going to take them away from me? $7. I'll go 10. On you.
Well worth it.
I'm sure it's well worth it. I have to stop.
$10 to me then, going once. Let it not be said I'm not giving you a chance here. $10 going twice. Sold to the auctioneer for $10.
Hey, we want to raise money here, but the real thing is to, distributing material culture. This is an original piece of art by one-time Toronto artist Derek Parks Carter, who is a favorite of mine. Last year Mark Schermeister told me that he knows where Derek Parks Carter is, but he was sworn not to tell us. So, anyway, and this was the progress report for Fanfare 2, which was a small Toronto convention in the 70s. Must have been, since it's Mark.
There's a lot of stuff for interviewing too.
74 is Alan's recollection. So this is like a 44-year-old piece of art. Would anyone like to offer $5 for it? I have $5 down here. Will anybody bid 6? Well, I'll bid 10, Jerry. Would you like
bid
to
15.
Go? She'll go 15 because she's not dumb. What's in the back there?
20.
20 in the back. Good. Okay, I don't have to do any more work here. Jerry, do you want to go 21?
Yeah.
She shakes her head.
I want to, but I'm not
She
going
wants to, but she can't. Anybody else interested in stepping in? $20 bid. That's enough. We'll sell it. The name in the back again, I'm sorry.
Bruce New Rock.
Bruce.
Bruce New Rock.
Bruce New Rock. Okay.
It's charming.
The International Science Fiction Yearbook 1979. The only edition of this that there ever was, because Colin Lester, who was behind it all, lost vast amounts of money upon it. And got his fingers burned so badly that it took his whole publishing company down. So these are not actually all that common. It's an incredibly detailed look at the world of science fiction as it was. It's fairly small print, solidly written. It has illustrations of foreign books. It has a lot of cartoons by Jim Barker, who those of you who know will know is one of the best British fan artists ever. Who'll give me $2 for this to begin? Do I hear $2 in the corner? I do. $2 Canadian. Any advances upon that?
I've got another
You
copy I
probably
could.
contributed to it, Rob.
Me, I've certainly got another copy I could sell.
$2. $2.
I'm curious, am I mentioned in it professionally?
possibly.
I'm sure that Meyer is in there. $2 going twice. Sold for $2 to gentleman at the back.
Please.
Who's wrong?
Here are two more mementos from Randy Byer's basement. This is a signed poster from Corflu Z, which was Corflu 26, so that was already 10 years ago. It has been signed by a number of participants at the event and was tacked up to the cinder block that held up Randy's shelves and basically looked at us every time we had a party in his basement for the last 10 years. I also have here the original art executed by Dan Steffen for the original Corflu logo, which was then colored in this format. He signed it for Randy, Dan Steffen, 2010, because we bought it for Randy got it at the Corflu XXX auction in Portland 2 years later. So it's signed 08108 and then again 2010. So that's interesting. I'll let you take that away. Once again, interesting stuff, mostly of Corflu interest. Will anyone offer anything? How about $5 to start? $5. $5 in the back. Will anyone go 6?
7.
7 up here. Tom, you go 10. Sure, 10. He says
12.
10. 12 in the front. Any advance on 12? We're at 12. About a mere 13. It's only $1. Jesus, come on, you were at 10. Advance on 12. 13 in the back. 13 for Nigel. Jerry, 13 against you. Anyone? Is it wave? Are you waving at me? No, she's not. She's telling a story. And now I'm confused. We're at 13 for, still 13 for Nigel. Any advance on $13. 13 going once, twice. Sold for the benefit of the Corflu General Fund to Nigel Rowe for $13.
There's been much talk of Randy Byers here, and with good reason, as we all of us probably know. Here are the 6 consecutive issues of Chonga, which the editor called Juarez and some bozo called Andy Hoover. As I say, they're not just 6 good issues, 6 consecutive issues, so everyone will have a letter of comment on the previous one. And I'm going to start off at just 50 cents an issue, so $3 for 6 copies. Is anyone?
Which issues?
They are issues 11 through to 16, which date from 2006 to 2009. The only reason I want to see this lot not bid upon is because you've all already got them.
Yeah,
that's the only reason I would accept.
Which,
so,
you know, all of
$3,
you, all
come
of you
on.
could build a home out of chunks at this point, I know.
No?
Okay, hold on. You said $3?
I said $3 for those 6 issues.
Okay. I do have them, but $3 because they gotta sell.
Jerry, the
Well,
Spanish spirit burns bright for
think
you.
I've got some of
$3
them,
I
but
have.
I'll go $6 and I'll give them to somebody else in the room.
Very well, $6 from.
I'll put 6 in for them instead. Anybody else want to do any dumb gestures?
Okay.
$6 is good.
$7. $7.
Yes.
Okay.
I think there are 3. I think there are 3 I haven't got.
Okay. Well, then that's a good argument. I think I should let you have it at 7.
$7 to Dr. Rob. Any advance on that 7? Going once, twice. Sold to Rob Jackson for $7.
By all means, if there are more that you don't have, do let me know, because as I said, I could build a second home. Well, into the breach I step with, once again, something involving Randy Byers. He helped publish this with Tom Becker on the occasion of Art Widner's 90th birthday. I think that's right. 80th birthday, excuse me, right, it says in there. Instigated by Marcy Malinowitz, edited by, actually it was me, not Randy.
That's easy to forget.
Okay, well, the contributors include David Bratman, Arnie Katz, John Leslie Hardin, Mark Manning, me, the shot heard around the parking lot by the amazing Bill Bodden, something by Dave Langford, more by Tom Becker, Randy Smith, It's a nice little group of, there's a lot of anecdotes about art. I told a story about a strange man tailgating us on Highway 1, occasionally getting very close to us. This strange car decorated with Aboriginal art. And then we realized suddenly, oh God, Art Winder is chasing us. So again, there weren't a million copies of this laid out, I know. So will someone offer me $3 for it? I got 3 from Jerry. Anyone go $4? Anyone else who's not got it? I got 5 down here from Colin. Jerry, will you go 6?
The space has been turned into a fractal.
Yes,
From
yes.
6.
Jerry Kaufman says 6. Any advance on $6?
7.
I have 7 in the front. Anyone willing to go $8 for art appreciation? His 80th birthday is too long ago to remember. So we're at 8, and once, and twice, and through. The Vorpal blade went for $8 to Colin himself for the benefit of, I guess that's the general fund.
$1 for every 10 years.
Yep, didn't have anything specified. Okay, there you go.
From the Glicksome donations, 3 fanzines that you really will not see very often, 2 issues of Disney and 1 of Scab Trek.
3 issues of Disney.
Well, one of them is called Scab Trek, but he numbered it as being one of Disney. But it's by Don West, who actually died quite recently.
A couple years ago.
And as I say, these have a small print run on a homemade duplicator out of I think he made out of a paint can or something. And just to add very solicitude, this copy was originally sent to Mike and Pat Meara at 61 Borrowash Road, Derby, so I'm not quite sure how they got over here. So who's going to give me $2 for these 3 extremely rare and significant historical British fanzines of the 70s?
Really?
You really will not see these frequently. I
3 down here, yeah.
Okay, $3 from a fan historian who knows his stuff. 10 from someone else. Who was that 10? Sorry. Thank you, 10.
10 from Alan Rosenthal.
$10 from Alan. Anyone? 12. We have 12. 15.
Zach?
$15.
$15.
Yeah. $15 going once. Wow. $15 going twice for these priceless artifacts. $15 sold to Alan Rosenthal.
Oh, not that price.
Which was the TAF, those ones?
Corflu.
Corflu, okay.
Sorry.
No, Corflu, sorry.
Because they're off the...
40-year-old WorldCon progress reports from IguanaCon, 1978. These have material in them by Harry Warner Jr. and Phil Payne. Phil Payne wrote an essay called Vaster Than Empires, A Pocket History of Fandom. They all have interesting fanish material in them in addition to stuff that's specifically about the WorldCon, and I want $1, okay? $1.
I want to give you 5.
All right, I'll take your 5. Anybody want to give me 6? Any advance on $5? 6. 6 down here in the front, 7 down here. Will you go 8? 8.
10.
That was a convention where the committee changed during the progress reports.
It's a tradition.
But I mean radical change.
Very dramatic, radical change. You assholes have ruined the WorldCon, and you're not even from Phoenix. $10 down here.
Probably.
10, yeah, still 10. Still 10 from Jerry. Any advance on 10? That's enough, I think. Sold to Jerry for $10. General fund.
More great British fanzines. We have 3 issues, numbers 3, 4, and 5, which were the final 3, of Still It Moves, edited by Simon Ownsley out of Leeds in the early 80s. And just as that earlier one that I showed you was addressed originally to Mike and Pat Meara, this is addressed to someone called Skell and Cass, 25 Bowland Close, Offerton, Stockport, Cheshire.
We're not there anymore.
So, all 3 have really good covers by the Leeds fan artist Pete Lyon. All 3 have really good writing by Anthony himself, who was a very good fan writer.
You certainly were.
Contributions from John Collick, Alan Ferguson, Simon Polly, Pete Lyon himself writing, Simon Polly again, and issue 5 he didn't do a contents page for, the naughty boy. But, as I say, 3 really good solid fanzines. Who's going to give me $1 each, $3 for these 3 items? We have 3 from...
3 down in the
We have 2
front.
threes. Who's going to make it 5? They both made it 5. Who's going to make it 8? 8, he was first. $8 at the back.
8 against you.
9 from Colin.
10.
10 against you, sir.
I enjoyed it.
12.
12 we have.
Still one of the
Is that 15?
No. No, he says that's a no.
Okay.
All right, so we're 12 to Colin.
12
Any
with
advance
Colin.
from 12? Any interest from any
Going once at
dark
12,
horses?
twice at 12, sold to Colin for 12. I enjoy them.
Yay! 2 copies of Fantastic Black, published by Dan Steffen and Ted White in the 1990s.
Best fanzine I ever did.
Yep. More of a testimonial could I offer than that. Obviously, there's an enormous amount of material in each of them. They are very thick bastards.
They averaged 100 pages.
Averaged 100 pages. There's art by every good fan artist working at the time, and
very good fan writers.
Column by Andy Hooper. Column by Bob Tucker. Yeah. So and then look at this absolutely gorgeous cover by Terrell on the back of this one. And then I've also got the supplement that came along with issue number 3, which is Ego Boo number 17, which we never got to the point in the quiz last night where we were going to ask how many years passed between issue number 16 and number 17 of Ego Boo. 18, 22, 24, or 26 years?
And what's the answer?
It's 22. So, with all that preamble, would anyone offer me $1 each for them and go $3 for this lot? I have 5 in the back to open. Very tasteful. Anyone want to go 6? A lot of us got them, of course. I understand. These, of course, are antivirus copies, so they look like no one ever touched them. It's amazing, amazing. The man, even his eye tracks were clean. But we're at 5 in the back area. Anybody want to go 6? We're flagging. We've got to hurry up. This is a hot room. $5 once, twice. Sold in the back, $5.
More from Glixon's vault. We're going right back into fan history here because I have 2 issues of The Fantaside, edited by Phil Bronson in the 1940s for the Minneapolis Fantasy Society. We have volume 1, number 4, which was from, I believe, July 41. And we also have volume 2, number 5, May to June 1943. Full colour cover on the front of that one. Not full colour, but nonetheless striking. And we have contributions. Sorry, Sal?
These are part of the Corflu 50.
These are for the Corflu 50, thank you indeed. We have contributions from Sam Russell, Don Brazier. Anyone from the 70s who got titled, this was Don Brazier's first incarnation in fandom. Russ Chauvenet, Jerry De La Rey, Harry Jenkins, Ross Rocklin, who was obviously mainly a pro writer, Forry Ackerman, Gordon Dixon, long before he became a pro writer, Bob Tucker, and somebody called Oh My Gosh, which I deeply suspect of being a pen name. These are very old, in excellent condition, and very rarely seen. Who's going to give me $5 to begin on those 2? 5 from Jerry. 7 from Nigel. 10. We have 2 10s. Who's going to give me 12? 12 from Bruce. $12. $12 with you at the back. 15 from Ollie Corder. $15. $20. Was that 20 there? Sorry, $20 against you, Colin. Frankly, at $10 each, I should think those, you know, you want to find them that cheap on eBay if Andy has anything to say about it.
What is that at, 20?
Just put one of them on that.
What's it at, 20?
$20 presently. I think Nigel is just pondering the table of contents to see if he wants to go higher, so...
Sure. Nigel, you should bid higher.
21.
$20.
deeply, it's a good.
Got any pocket lint you'd care to add to that bid? 25, thank you, sir. 25 against you, Nigel. 26. $26 we have then. Is there any advance on those $26? Going once. Going twice. Nigel rotating for $26.
That was good. Here's something of nearly equivalent age, a decade later, but who's counting? This is Selected Writings of Rick Sneary, published as a promotional item for the Southgate and 58 WorldCon bid, edited by Len Moffat, and published, the date inside is June 15th, 1957. It's got a real nice, but rather faded Arthur Thompson cover on the back. I'm holding it carefully because the cover is separating, so if you get it, you'll probably want to restaple.
Whose eye tracks are on that one?
Whose eye tracks are on this one? These are Art Whitner's eye tracks, I believe.
Who published
This is specified to be for the benefit of Duff because it's from Art.
Do you know
So,
who published it?
Published it?
Yeah.
I think it's Len Moffat. It says it's edited by Len Moffat, so I assume he published it as well. Who will give me $5?
Yeah, Jerry's taking a look.
Well, we have a short stop.
I sat him picture on the back. And that's the back.
Okay.
Any opening at all?
Yeah, as soon as I get a look at it there.
Yeah, I have to take it.
Is there anybody online?
There's two, but nobody's registered any bids.
Interested at $5? No, not at all.
I'll
Okay.
put 5 in if no one else.
All right, so we're at 5. It's called the
Selected Writings.
Writings of Rick Sneary.
What is it at?
Randy did.
We have 7 down in the front row. Do I have advance on $7? Everybody needs
It's
a
a joke,
cold
seven.
$7 once, 8 over here. Any advance on 8? We have 9 in the front, we'll go 10. Go 10 for your own accounting benefit. We got 9 in the front. 9 going once, twice, sold to Joseph Clary for the benefit of Duff, $.
Right, this beautifully mimeographed front cover was drawn and printed by somebody with a squiggly signature that looks like Ted E. Wirt. Is there a Ted E. Wirt in the room who published a magazine called Null F? It's number 2 of Null F for Fapper and Omper, edited by Ted White at 1014 North Tuckahoe Street. And it's in excellent condition for a magazine that's got to be 50 years old, and the colour mimeography is obviously in a class of its own, because what would you expect from Ted? So who's going to give me $3 for a copy of Null F edited by Ted White? 3 from Jerry.
10.
10 from Andy.
Jesus. Oh, come on.
So we have $10 plus Jesus from.
Who's the table of contents?
The Holy Ghost.
Okay. I go.
Okay, just a second, just a second. Okay, no.
Hang on a second, I think Jerry wants to admire the pellucid mimeography. $10.
12.
12 from Jerry.
I'll do 13.
And 13 from Nigel.
20.
20.
Jury's out.
It was just a fantasy.
And Oliver.
That's for underselling it.
So $20 we have going once.
Sorry? We do?
Yes, 20. $20 going twice.
Who am I bidding against?
That's Randy.
Sold for $20 to my fellow auctioneer.
That's a magazine.
Yeah,
I got more than the blacks, and it wasn't half as good.
Since we just got $20 for a single papacy, which is something I do all day long. This is a this copy of Kim Chi by Dick Illington, issue number 21 for FAPA, It has a lovely little Ray Nelson cartoon on the front cover, and the date is.
Dick Ellington.
And okay, hold on, but you can
Dick
read
Ellington
that.
was an executive officer of the Wobblies, for what it's worth in relevancy to the earlier.
Okay, come back, Sandra. Go ahead.
But wait, there's more Dick
Yeah,
Ellington,
add it in,
because we
add it
also
in.
have Fijagger, number 3.
Is that how
Fandom
you
is just a
pronounce
goddamn hobby. This is the fanzine that coined that saying.
Oh, excellent.
In lovely blue
He
multi
didn't
this.
coin it, he used it as a title. I mean, I think the phrase was around since the 40s.
We have an article on Peyote at the Nunnery by Bill Donahoe. We have an article by Archie Mercer, by Rick Sneary, an article by Harry Warner, poetry by Rich Alex Kears, and all published in New York at the sign of the pierced Tam O'Shanter.
So that's an actual interesting piece of work, and then this is a Fapazine, which is mostly comments, of course, but we're combining them. It's one lot, all right?
Yeah, so these two are going together because they're both by Dick Ellington
And we
well,
have, anybody offer?
and Pat Ellington in the case of.
Offer me $3.
$3.
$3 from Jerry, and he has it for, we have 5 down here.
I'll go 6.
6. Yeah, wobbly.
7.
7 down here. Any advance on 7?
8.
8 down here. 8 against you.
He was actually called before a review effort to testify.
Oh, 10.
Yes, there was talk earlier about the international workers of the world.
I've got an $11 bid
Yes.
down in the front.
I thought that might pique interest from Pamela.
12 against you. I think 15 is certain. I could be wrong, but
I'll let him
you will.
have it. Yeah. In my anarchist period, I'll let him have it.
So we're at 12 here. Jerry, it's 12 against you. Any interest advantage?
I'm not gonna go for it.
No? Okay. We're at 12 once, twice. Sold to Joseph Clary, and I'll keep you in mind for Dick Ellington.
Well, if you're gonna scan and put that online, I'll read it there.
Let's have another arty lot. The Fandom Calendar, 1980. With a cover by Wendy Peely. The Fandom Calendar for a year that they didn't put on the front cover, which was very remiss of them. But I think it's 1981. Yes, it's 1981. Ooh. And as if that weren't enough, this little collection of Russian science fiction postcards, which, you know, look like that, or like that. Yeah, they are. Yeah, I don't go to say that they're
What year
the
are these
greatest artwork ever, but they certainly have never seen the like of these in a convention auction. I could not tell you a year because I don't speak Russian and all the text on them is in Cyrillic. But $3 for these 3 interesting artistic items.
Is all of the art in the Fandom calendars by Wendy Penny, or
No,
is
it's
it
by different artists on every page, I believe.
Can I see the poster?
We'll do 3.
3 from.
I'll do 5.
Yeah, 5. $5 I have.
The art.
Joe wants the cards.
Oh,
okay.
We'll go together.
Yeah.
What is it at? What is it at?
There's conspiracies going on. $5 I have.
That's
7.
7 over
10.
And 10 there. $10 I have.
Do you want the cards or she wants the calendar?
Yeah.
Split it up.
I want the cards. Who wants to split?
I have $10. I am taking no official note of these hasty negotiations.
We'll talk here, because I haven't seen those, I might send one for those too, but yeah.
Okay,
So
I have $10
I'm at
from.
10 and that's me,
I have
right?
$10 from
Yes.
Jerry, who then has the right to do whatever she wants with the 3 items in question. Going once at 10. Twice at 10. Sold for $10 to
Excellent.
Jerry Sullivan.
Yeah, if you want to keep them, keep them. We'll have them at your house.
Before Andy Porter started to do Science Fiction Chronicle, he did this fanzine Algol, which began as a single sheet of paper and eventually evolved into this thing. And this is summer 1976, and as usually makes it really hard to find the issue number in his fanzines. This is volume 13, number 2, issue number 26, summer 1976, and contents include Algol interview with Samuel R. Delaney by Daryl Schweitzer. Propeller Beanie, a column by Susan Wood. Sketches, a column by Vincent DeFate. Basement and Empire by Frederick Pohl. Lupoff's Book Week by Dick Lupoff. Random Factor, Letters by the Readers. The Penultimate Truth, Meet Your Mailing Label. Classified advertisements, of course, which are often one of the more entertaining things in an anti-porn. And finally, a piece of artwork by Mike Hinge. That is just a pretty, I mean, if that isn't 1976, folks, what is?
Oh, man.
Anyway, it's in real nice shape because, of course, it's from the England Youth's collection. And I would be I'd be very happy to get $3. Anybody go $3 for us? We got 3
Summer
from Jerry down here.
4.
We have 4 against
5.
5, up to 5. 6.
Am I really paying for 7?
7.
Okay, volume 13, number 2, issue number 26.
Says no at 7. 7 is what forces Pablo out. Keep that in mind. 7 left. $7 once and twice. Any interest at $8? I guess not. Sold to Jerry Sullivan, $7. Corflu General Fund.
Well, the first issue of this in the auction went for a teasing sum, so let's try another one. Volume 1 in number 3 of The Fantasts. Very, very early British fanzine, June 1939. Short story by Charles Eric Maine. Contribution from James Parkhill Rathbone. Article from D.R. Smith, who was sort of Vince Clarke used to describe us as the pre-war D West. Okay, in excellent condition given that it's from 1939. There is no back cover, every page is there, I just checked for your benefit. So who's going to start me on $5 for this incredibly rare item?
What was the number again, please?
Volume 1, number 3, June 39. Edited by C.S. Ude, John Christopher, 244 Desborough Road, Eastleigh, Hampshire. $5 I have.
10.
I heard, what, 10?
I don't know, maybe 28 now.
What have we here? Is this a? Oh, we have an insert.
We have a fantastic supplement of composite criticism.
Well, there you are. How many copies still include that? It's even more valuable. Well, did I hear somewhere?
Nobody knew
12 we have.
there.
12 bucks. Going once.
Volume 1, number
13 we have.
number 3.
13 against you. 13.
15.
15. $15. Going once. 17. 20. $20 going once. Oh, Nigel wants to take a closer look. Tension is mounting, so is the temperature. $20. Come on, Nigel. How often are you going to see that whole bit of auction again? $20 going once. $20 twice. Sold for $20. To Josie Clary.
Look forward to seeing the Looks forward to seeing
James Jumbo Bacon.
Oh, man.
The man, the myth, the monster. Multiple Hugo winning creature. Train driver of the year, I believe. He really was nominated this year for British Rail Conductor of the Year.
He also has a memorial toilet in East Croydon.
Again, the myth is beyond our scope to list here. This, of course, is the World Conomicon, his TAF report from 2004. And I hasten to point out, this is the lovely full color edition, of which there are very few copies around. And so I just toss it up there. I know everybody doesn't have this. So let's say, how about $3 to start? $3. Interested 3? I have $3 in the back row. Will anyone go 4?
5.
5 in the front. You go 6, Nigel?
I'll go 6.
6 in the back. Jerry, will you go 7?
I want to see the inside. Because I do have it and I don't remember if I have the color. But I don't care. 7.
She said 7. She saw the cheesecake pictures on the first page.
Yeah.
7 against you, Nigel. Will you go 8?
I'll go 8. I'll go 10.
And 10. Very nice. So, 10 once?
11.
11.
Come in late, yes.
I have $11 bid. Do I hear 12?
Do we know how much Jerry has spent so far? No.
Why not? Yeah, then no one gets to know
Jerry,
that.
don't think about it.
Jerry
$11 is our bid.
12.
$12 from Jerry. I think that's about what James was charging for another one. $12 once. Twice. And sold for $12 to Jerry Sullivan for the benefit of the Corflu
Jerry would
Fund.
not take it out.
And before you get going, I'm gonna do a lightning round. I've got 3 cool fanzines here. And I want to get $5 for each of them. So who wants the Neofans guide? Put your hand up.
Which edition?
The one with this, with great Rotzler on the back. That says, I just got a typewriter, so you guys better watch out. The lightning round concept won't work, huh? Everybody's got it?
Do we know what year that one was done?
Like, was it one that the Colsons did?
This is from the Kansas City Science and Fantasy Society Incorporated, Kansas City, Missouri, 1996.
Whoa, that's a late one.
Yeah, it's on occasion when Tucker was a guest of honor at their convention in Kansas City. So it is the 96 edition, which I believe is the last to date. It's after the Minicon edition, right? Because that was like 91 or 92, the one that was printed in the Minicon program book.
Isn't that the reprint?
Why are you making that face at me? Am I imagining this to happen?
No, there was that, but that, I don't remember, that was in the 90s, but I don't
I
remember.
stalled
when.
this whole thing, just get $5. Does anybody want to sit on?
This is the longest lightning round.
I know, it's the worst lightning round. All right, how about a copy of Fan Historica number 5, Joe? What would you give me for that? Don't you wish you'd bid blind $5 before I held it up? Any interest in this at $5? Everybody's got this cool thing. Look, a cover of the Acolyte on the back.
What year was that one from? I don't have.
Jesus
Christ.
Come on. Get up here with something. They don't want anything I have.
I'll give you $5 for all 3 of them.
Done! The third one is a cool copy of The Tattooed Dragon Lives by Bill Rotzler. All right, so that was,
All right,
that was
let's have a change for
$5
fanzines.
from Jerry for the general fund.
And let's have another piece of artwork. I don't know whether this drawing is an original or a print because I'm dumb like that.
It's original,
But it is
isn't it?
by, I believe, Jack Gorham.
No, that's Kelly Freas. Kelly Freas.
Lot number 42.
Artists should be forced to sign their works legibly.
It does, it says
All right, it's
KF.
Kelly Freas then.
Being an auctioneer is always an opportunity.
Okay, I will run it.
Who is going to give me $10 for this? $10 from Pat in the corner.
It says edible. That's really pretty. And it's framed.
12.
Yeah. Couldn't get it framed for $10. $12 we have. 20 we have.
Beat me out of 15.
Yeah, the frame's worth 20.
25. 25 we have. 30. 30 we have.
Very nice.
That's the freeze, right?
Yeah,
Looks like it.
it's a nice one.
30 against you, sir.
Get it home there.
$30 for Kelly Freas. Oh, Teddy's having a look at it. Teddy's about to pronounce.
And
There's wording on the back.
I like you a lot, but I'm going 33.
33 I have. 35. Oh, it's going to be
I
a
live
tense, it's
at
going to be a
30
tense drive home.
I live at 37 Munson Road, so 37.
40 I have.
What's it say on the back?
It's just some address, but I'm framing.
Yeah, mailing address and stuff.
It's 40 with Pat at the moment.
40 I have going once.
Can I show the assembled multitude?
Oh, sorry. Give me just a second.
Yeah,
I'm
recording,
running
recording.
it.
That's it, lovely, thank you.
Jerry, what about moving across the road to 42?
Yes, by all means, take a close look at this.
Yeah, 42.
42 I have.
It's the answer to life.
45.
Okay.
Keep it going.
I was gonna say, you're gonna have to ship it
I'm
home
not
from my
tired,
house.
I
We'll see if
haven't
it goes
shaved.
from the box in the box or not.
This is my suitcase.
She said 45.
It stays in my suitcase. It doesn't come out of my suitcase.
45 Canadian dollars we are.
It's yours. Canadian dollars.
Yes, Canadian, just to make life more complicated. $45 going once.
It's still 45.
It's Pat's.
45 twice, or sold to Pat for 45.
Another piece of art. This, I think, is the largest piece we've got in the auction. This is by an artist named Earl Geyer from Chicago, Illinois. It's dated September 30th, 1978. It says the title is Fueling Up. And like the rest of these, it's hung in Mike Blixen's house. I know maybe a Canadian would like to keep this here. And here we go. And can I have a minimum bid of $5 for anyone for it? Any interest in it at all? Let me see.
It's coming.
This is obviously kind of a case of trying to redistribute material culture because it's a big deal to try and get this home. I think maybe if any, just $5.
$5, yeah.
Okay, Colin says 5. Will anybody save Colin from buying the painting, or shall we just let it happen?
Not a painting.
I'm sorry, it's a print.
No, it's
Is it a pencil?
Drawing.
It's a pencil?
Pen and ink drawing.
It's being picked.
Probably should have looked at the front before I said. So we got $5. We're
Yes.
running out of energy, so we're going to sell it if no one other interest in it.
framed art.
Beautiful framed art, Colin. Colin contributed
Pay more than
5.
5 for just that frame.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, well, we've had 2 copies with considerable interest already. This is the final copy of this fanzine that we're going to auction today. The December 1941 copy of the Fantast. Edited as before by Charles Ude. Contains A Short History of Fantocracy, Part 1 by Arthur C. Clarke. A story by John F. Burke, who went on to write many, many professional novels, including novelizations of the Beatles films. A poem by John B. Michel from New York, who founded Michelism. There's Sid Birchby, there's Doug Webster, there's Boris Hanson. Everyone who was in British fandom of the day was in this, and the front cover is by Harry Turner, who...
And what year was that published? That
is December 41. I was just about to make a remark about Harry Turner, except the fish lifters have gone, so I missed my chance. But even so, incredibly rare fanzine. The back cover is detached, but it is present. The staples are not rusty. Who's going to give me $5 to begin?
5.
5 we have.
6.
6 we have.
7.
7. 8.
15.
15. Thank you, sir. I knew someone had to get serious sooner or later. $15. $15 for a fanzine that's nearly 70 years old.
So a headless dude.
Well, 80 is nearly 70, it's just from the other direction. $15 going once.
It's true.
$15 going twice. Sold for $15 to Nigel Rowe.
Sorry, I
Okay,
think Steve.
okay, don't worry, I'll press on.
Okay, go ahead.
Who remembers Linda Bushjager? How many of you knew that she was writing books these days? I didn't. I didn't.
Great.
Here is one of them. The Spellstone of Shaltus, signed by the author, and I think this has been donated by Jack Monaghan, who's the only person I know in fandom who calls herself Jack with a Q and no U. So who's going to give me $2 for this signed copy of a Linda Bushjager science fiction novel? We have 2. Any advance on $2?
Sure,
3.
3?
3,
3 from...
well, 4?
4.
4.
Okay, 4.
Okay.
I just did it.
We have a $4 bid, $5 bid in the back
$5?
row.
$5 for this Linda Bushjager novel? $6.
6 over here.
7.
7.
She'd be flattered. 8 down
We
in
have
front.
8.
What's the title of it?
The Spellstone of Shaltus. The
Spellstone of Shaltus.
Shaltus.
$8 I have. No, 9 was that?
Stephen Schultes.
$10.
12.
10 against you, Gary? 12 we have. No? $12 we have over here.
And it's a soft cover.
It is a soft cover,
Yeah.
slightly larger than average traditional paperback format. I wouldn't have chosen that purple shade for the cover, but who am I?
Is that a Wild Side Press?
I think it's going to be.
Fantastic books.
Yeah, I think it's a small press.
I expect it's print on demand,
Yeah.
and what isn't these days? $12 is the going figure.
Cover designed by
And it's, as I say, it's signed by Linda herself.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's obviously taken a moment out between winning lots of money at cards in casinos to sign this one. So $12 going once, $12 twice, sold for $12 to the to carry.
Ha! Now I have to take it home. We brought that.
We did.
Now you're good. Now you got to read it.
That's a difficult bit.
This is one of just a couple copies that Randy had left of Science Fiction 5-yearly number 12, the edition that he did with Jerry Sullivan that won the Hugo Award in 2009. And let me just 2007. Sorry.
Yeah.
And Edie Stern was one of the acceptors.
And contributors include Jerry Sullivan, John Hurst, Ted White, Harlan Ellison, Graham Charnock, Christina Lake, Kip Williams, Claire Briley, Rich Brown, Andy Hooper, many faithful readers, Jerry Sullivan, and about 18 artists. You know, some of the most beautiful mimeography of the last 25 years.
Yeah, and the block is all done on a Gestetner in a box at the National Clubhouse, and all of the color work is done on both color inkjet and then the extra color laser printers that Deb and Mike accidentally ordered and I bought.
So it's sort of
it's a mashup.
Multi-lit,
yeah.
three different actual reproduction formats.
Yeah.
Well, that's unique.
Yeah.
A lot of us have got this, but I think someone, you know, you could buy it and give it to someone who doesn't, or I know there's a handful of people that have
$5.
So I've got $5 bid for Nigel.
Is it worth claiming that it's almost certainly the last ever Hugo-winning duplicated fanzine, or mainly duplicated fanzine?
Barring post-apocalypse Hugo Awards, I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we have 7
It's
down
also
front.
the last
Do I have
fanny
advance on $7?
Well, that too, yes.
We hope not.
Against you, 10 over here.
In the last
He
fanny
says no at 10.
I think
So we
I
have
find
$10 bid.
I said the last mainly
Any
duplicated
advance on
fanzine.
$10 at all.
Well, all of
We got 12 from the back row. Pablo, will you go?
I've already got it,
any
so,
further? He says no more. Okay. Another thing he said, Pablo. 12 in the back. 12 in the back for Nigel. Any advance on $12? I guess not.
Well, Nigel's already.
Twice.
Oh, he's run down.
All right, you should have it. $12. $12 for Nigel. Corflu funds. I'll work on you.
Right, here in the next lot of British fanzines, all of them, you know, interesting and worthy in their own right. And we put them together purely because we're running a bit short of time and energy. And as I say, these are all British from the 70s onwards. We have issue 36 of Plocter from 2006. We have an issue of Maverick, edited by Jenny Glover, with articles by Vince Clarke, Andy Sawyer and Dave Langford, and Lynn Ann Morse. 2 copies of Nebula from the 1970s, the fanzine that discovered the fan artist Jim Barker, who contributes to both of these, I believe. You know,
Was that a Scottish fanzine?
no, Nebula was a science fiction prozine in the 50s from Scotland. The title was ignorantly reused in the 70s by a fan from Cheshire called Dave Taylor.
Oh, okay.
We have issue 2 of Till the Cows Come Home, edited by Elka and Alan Stewart, which contains something that you won't often see, a short story by Jim Linwood. There's also Mike Meara, Pete Presford, Dave Rowe and Andrew Darlington. Shipyard Blues from John D. Owen, issue number God knows, and 3 distinct issues of Journey Planet, numbers 2, 3 and 4. So 10 fanzines all told. Who's going to give me $5 for these? 50 cents a copy. $5 we have. Any advance on 5? $6 from Jack. $8. I was going to say 2 clenched fists does not contribute a bit, sir. $8. No? $8 going once? Fair enough. Well, yeah, less than $1 a fanzine. This is probably the best bargain you'll score at this auction. $8 going twice. Sold for $8, sir.
colors to go?
Sorry, I haven't got my glasses on.
I just found this.
Whoa!
I would have brought this up sooner. This is a really nice copy of the original edition, well, the only edition of the Mimeo Man, and it's also got a copy of the programs from both productions stuck in the book. And then there's also a message from Moshe Feder included as well. And I don't have time to read that, but you can. And I asked this the other day online. Has the Mimeo Man ever been transcribed and put up online anywhere? Let's get to that, eh? Anyway.
76 trombone parade with 110 one shots close behind.
No,
and so forth.
76 Gen
Z's led the big
locust pole. Right? No.
Been a long time.
What was that bid?
We have a 10 in the back. Any advance on $10 up here?
Okay. What's Chamberlain cover?
11. 15 up here. Two against you, Pat. Will you go 16?
No one cares online.
Yeah, go over there.
Okay, yeah, let the others look.
Well, you know, for the people online, it's late at night. They're all drunk.
But they haven't.
So I think it's marked for 15, right? I think we're at 15. We're still at 15 for Mark Olson. And we have a 20 in the back for Pat. Put to think about that one for a while. 20 against you, Mark. Will you go say 22? He says yes, $22. 24? Okay, she's trying to figure out what she spent.
No, I know I spent.
The question is, how much Canadian money do you have?
I don't have that much.
We're at 22. Slowly growing old.
23.
23 in the back. 25? Yes, oh, he nodded almost imperceptibly. 25 in the front. 25 against you. She says, go away, go away. We're at 25 for Mark Olson, probably going once, and almost certainly going twice, and sold Mark Olson for $25
Nice.
for the general fund.
I look forward to looking at
If there's such a thing as the Spanish capital of the USA these days, I think it would probably have to be Seattle. Here's a Seattle lot. Issue number 6 and issue number 7 of Littlebrook, edited by Jerry and Suzel. Lovely front cover by Steve Stiles on number 6. Our unnecessary letter. This was produced for Corflu Z. Greetings from the chair by Randy Byers. It's basically the convention book from that Corflu. And also we have the Corflu Z, letter from the chair again, the retrogression report, which was actually published after that Corflu, just to put it to bed. Who's going to give me $2 to be in?
But wait, there's more. We'll also throw in a vintage Seattle fanzine from the 1980s by Victor Gonzalez, issue number 1 and only of Totally Wired. So put that in there quite too.
$2.
$2 for these. This interesting collection. Any advance on those $2?
We're not insulted in the least.
$1.50 then.
All right, I'm coming for you now.
I know it's a retrogression report, but your bids are not allowed to be retrogressing, I'm afraid. $2 it is. Any advance upon 2? 3 we have from...
3 from Pete Young.
Yes. 3.
4 in the back row. 5 up front.
Any advance on 5? We're up to $1 an issue still.
Pete, I just want a couple of bits from it. Can we split it up?
Yeah, okay.
Do you want the Corflu program book?
Yeah, all right.
Okay, so $5 then. Have you two come to a satisfactory arrangement? Can I finish this?
I'll do 10 and we'll split it up.
Okay.
$10 going once.
All right, so
going
Nigel
twice.
conspires to restrain trade by bidding $10. Would anyone like to fuck his plan up by bidding? Alas, no.
Going 2.5 times and sold for $10 to Nigel Ray.
With a bit of help from Pete Young.
I wasn't ready.
Okay, lot number 50.
Lot number 50.
It's hot in here. Who wants a glass of water? This beer pint glass brought by Jerry Sullivan from the brewery that's been doing the tasting last night and will be doing it again tonight. This is really a charming item with a nice purple logo on it. It's very distinctive. $2 somebody.
It
cost $5, and you can sell it on eBay for between 10 and 20.
Here we are, profiteering, profiteering. Who wants to profiteer?
The brewery-ania expert in the audience.
Hell, I'll pay $2 for it myself if nobody else does.
Sounds like you bought it.
Well, you bought that.
Once, going twice, it's sold to me for $2.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Shouldn't have told him that, I don't think.
Yeah.
Okay, one more.
Now you've got to take it home,
piece
though.
of art by Derek Parks Carter from the Mike Blixen collection. I don't know if it was ever published. It certainly wasn't published with this color. I'm looking at it. These are pencils. This is hand colored with colored pencils. So it is what it is, and I want $5. Does anybody want to give me $5 for it? $5 in the back row. Five all day. Anyone advance on 5? Right, here's $6.
Here's 7.
7 down here in the front. 7 down here in the front. And that's what, a 10? 10. Looks like a 10. 10 in the back from the New Rocks.
It's a lovely piece.
10 seems to shut down the door. Any advance on $10? I have 10 going once, twice. Sold to New Rocks for $10 for the Corflu General Fund. Okay.
Back to Britain for these two. When it comes to British fan artists, I'd say that there's probably only 2 names that anyone could reasonably put forward as the greatest ever. One would be Arthur Thompson, maybe Harry Bell. I have here 2 issues of Harry Bell's first ever fanzine from the 1960s. Again, you don't see these coming up for sale very often at all. Grimwab 1 from 1966, covered by a young Harry Bell.
Hand stenciled.
Hand stenciled indeed. And number 5 from the 1968 Eastercon, co-edited by Beryl Mercer, and again with a hand stenciled cover by Harry Bell himself.
Very, very nicely done, that cover.
Yes, and I'm going to start off with $5 for these because I don't have them. Is anyone going to argue with me over this? $6, sir?
I've got them already,
$6.
so tough.
I'll go 8.
I'll go 10.
10 from Colin. $10 for 2 issues of Grimwab. One of them has a Vince Clarke reprint, which as far as I'm aware is not in his the recent collection that was published. $10 going once. Going twice. Sold to Colin for $10.
This is an interesting thing. I think this is the earliest work I have ever seen by an artist named Linda J. Michaels, who you may recall was involved in the Astromancer Quarterly project back in the 90s with Joseph Maraglino in Niagara Falls.
Wasn't she married to him?
Yeah, she was married to him. This is from, but this piece of art is from 1979, which frankly is much earlier than I thought she was active in fandom. So I guess this sketch for Trumpets and Fans, Linda J. Michaels, Amherst, New York. Pen and ink, no reproduction rights. Minimum bid was $5. Well, I think that's a good guide. So let's say the minimum bid is $5, and let's Mary get it a little closer to you. As I said, she did a lot of covers for Astromancer Quarterly. A really nice style. I think we basically pilloried her for not being very fanish, but I thought her work was really quite beautiful at times. Did anyone offer $5 for it? I had put it out there just to reinforce Mike Blixen's belief in it.
It's quite nice, actually.
Any interested? $5
Did you say
at all?
it was supposed to appear in Trumpet?
No, not in Tom Reamy's Trumpet, because it's from '79, a little later than that.
Yeah.
No, Trumpet's in the title.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No interest in it? It's okay, we'll set it aside. Find somebody else that would like to have it, sorry. We are, obviously, what time is it?
It's coming up for 6. Let's try and do a few more.
We need to do just a couple more and shut down.
Okay, so convention books.
Yeah, sorry.
We have a copy of the hardback 1987 WorldCon souvenir book. Lovely, lovely book, awesome cover.
Jim Burns.
Jim Burns, yes.
1,000.
Was this one? Was this your donation, Rob?
No, it wasn't from me.
Ah.
I merely edited
Oh right,
it.
so all those ones in your attic are still there.
No.
Message from the Mayor of Brighton at the start.
Yeah. I confess to having edited it.
Slightly thinner, but no less awesome. We have the Shicon 4 Progress Report 3 with a Kurt Erickson cover. Where's Kurt? And the Norris Con 3 memory book from 1989. give me $1 a piece, $3 to begin with.
$3.
$3 we have. Any advance on those $3?
Maybe,
$3 for $3.
Maybe. Let me see this one.
Should we have people come up and see if there's things they want to come up?
This is from
yes.
1944. Oh, we're reading it off. I'm teasing.
No one yet. Jeremy's still examining.
No, I'm out.
No, $3 that is then going once and twice. Sold to you, sir, for $3.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't recognize the signature. I'm trying to see. Interior art by Andy Anderson. Covers front by Jack Miller. Back John Lenschicki. So this is Centauri #2, Winter 1944. Fiction, Secret of Atlantis by Dwayne L. Rimmel. Ooh, one that thrills. Who's the editor here? You see an editor down in the colophon?
Andy Anderson.
Andy Anderson, right. From Piano Beach, California.
Pismo
Beach, California. Piano Beach, California. I took a wrong turn at Albuquerque.
It doesn't come with a free weekend either.
Anyway, it's in really nice condition, all mimeographed. Other contributors include William M. Evans, Charles McNutt, Earl Franklin Baker.
You know who Charles McNutt was?
Charles Beaumont.
Then probably the most interesting part, humor section, Encyclopedia Fandom, Part 2, Bob Tucker.
Ooh.
Okay, so I'll let you take that out there. That seems very cool to me. I want a $10 minimum bid, or I'll give that and take it home. Anybody want to go $11? Or no, just 10. Go ahead, 10.
It's well worth it.
I would say so. I mean, I'll make 50 or 100 bucks on this.
Can we see the other side?
10? 10? Good. All right. We have a $10 bid. I'm going 12 against you, so you got to go 13. The bait and switch, it never ends. 13? Can you go 13?
And then
13? Yes. All right. So we're 13. I feel better. Anyone go against him at 14? 13 once and twice. Sold for $13. Corflu General Fund.
One more vintage British fanzine, Volume 1, Number 1 of New World. As you all know, New Worlds went on to become a prozine, and then it went on to Michael Moorcock's guiding hand, and I suppose you could argue it isn't even quite dead, even still to this day. This is, despite being Volume 1, Number 1, it isn't actually quite the first issue, because the first run was under the title Novae Terrae, but March 1939, it's still older than most people here. Edited by Ted Carnell, who obviously went on to edit it as a prozine. Is Weinbaum overrated by Frank Arnold? And there's a piece by Thornton Eyre, who was
a huge British hack.
John Russell Fern. Yes, John Russell Fern, who was also Vargo Stassen, Volstead Gridban, Vector Magroon, and many other things. So here we have, as I say, a very, very old British fanzine of immense historical value. Who will start me with 10?
Do you remember how many fanzine issues?
You've got 10 from Pete.
So we have 10 from Pete. I do not remember off the top of my head. I believe there were 3 under that title, but I think there was something like 20 or more under the previous Novae Terrae title.
and I'll go to the table of contents.
So we have 10 over here against you.
11.
We have 11.
I guess it's on that page.
I don't even need to say anything. You're both making yourselves clear. 15.
Covered by Harry Turner.
16. Bid back there.
Bid back there? So someone from the back bid that I didn't hear? No?
I was just coughing.
Well, don't. Now I've lost track. Was it 15 or 16?
It is 15.
16.
It's got 16, 17.
17.
18. 19.
20. 21 today. 21 with Joe, going once. 22.
So underhanded.
You just managed to get the ball back over the net. 22. 23. Come on, 4 on smash it.
Doesn't flinch.
Just go straight to 30.
24.
Go straight to 30.
25.
Hey.
30.
Just Canadian dollars.
Yeah.
It's only money.
Monopoly money.
$30 against you.
That's his.
$30 once, $30 twice, sold to Pete for $30.
Okay, clearly we're out of energy and time. I got one thing here that I really want to pass on to someone. It is essentially a restored copy of -21. Now, of course, back in the day, we used to regularly sell these for $50. A copy of Hyphen would go for $40 or $50. But this one was lacking the last 3 pages, and the previous owner has restored it by photocopying them from an intact copy and appending them to the back. So you've got all the material included here, but it's not a full copy, and it's otherwise in good condition. But you know, we're not going to expect you to. You know, this is a bargain opportunity. So hey, $3 for -21 from 1958. Anyone give me $3 for it? 3 down here. Any advance on $3? I don't mind. Nice little treasure for $3. Anybody go 5?
Is that the one Jeff Wanschel is in?
I don't know. It's the 21st anniversary issue.
There's a list of contributors on the front.
Yeah, there's a nice list of contributors on the front. So.
Black Lewis, Rotsler, Tucker, Shaw, Thompson, Henry Dillon, Park, Nelson.
Everybody makes it.
Anyway, we're at $3 for a copy of -21, and I'll say once, twice, sold for $3. Okay. Now,
Value.
I think that we have got some old fanzines left up here, and I think anything that you want to come up and give us $5 for, we'll give it to you for $5. Okay. A lot of it. Okay, and if it's a post-1990 fan.